Hi moms and dads, I'm going to go over everything that's going to be in the folder tomorrow when you pick it up for your kindergartner. First of all, everything is going to come in a big giant Ziploc baggie, and in that baggie you're going to have all kinds of stuff. You're going to have phonogram cards that I've already cut out for you and put in a baggie. They say the name of the letter and the sound on the back. You're also going to get ABC flashcards, and we'll be using these in class 2. They go along exactly with this chart that you'll be getting. This chart is in a plastic sleeve along with the 120 chart on the back, and I want them to have this because I've also given them a dry erase marker and an eraser so that I can say things like, can you circle the letter G? And they could circle it with their marker and then erase it. I might say things like, can you find the number 5 and put a square around it? And they would do that. Then they can erase it. So you'll want to keep these things handy. I don't know if I mentioned it, but you are going to get a marker and an eraser. You're going to find 2 forms of ABC practice, a little booklet, and then a packet that's stapled together that's back to back. And this is just for you guys to do at your whim whenever your child wants to practice. Try to encourage maybe proper letter formation. You're going to get a popcorn tub that looks like this. And in it, you're going to get 2 sets of our popcorn words for the entire quarter. These are ones I'd like you to cut out and use as like flashcards and put them. We only do 3 a week. This was last week, and this is this week. And you're going to cut them out, put them in here, and then you'll do things like, what's this word? If they get it right, they get to hold it. If they don't, you put it back in and you keep on practicing. I've given them 2 sets. I've given them a white set, and this is one that they can color however they want, cut out however they want, just their own little set. You're also going to get a packet of practicing handwriting for our sight words. This is the first week. This is the second week. Again, this is something to do at their leisure whenever you want them to have some extra practice. We always like them to practice their name. That's what we do like the first month in kindergarten. So we made a couple things. You have a crayon that you cut apart and makes like a little puzzle, and you can keep that in this baggie with their name so they can put their name together as often as you want. When they're all done, you can have them glue it. I would keep it for a couple weeks and make sure they know their name and exactly how to put it in order. You have 2 fun worksheets where they can cut out their name and glue it and practice writing their name. You also have a little name book that we made, and it's got all kinds of fun things to do inside with their name. You will be getting a writing folder. This week we started some writing, and I said in there that you want to always keep your writing papers together, and when we were in class we would have our own writing folder. So we made this kind of writing folder for you, and we've got 10 sheets of back-to-back paper. They usually do about 1 a day. I would not let them go through it and just kind of scribble on every single paper because you're going to need it. If you want to make copies, feel free. We only gave you 10 and then back-to-back 20 sheets. But you're free to make copies, and then also if you want to use any other kind of paper, it is fine. But I would keep it all in here so that when they do their writing every day and she says, pull out your writing folders, it's right here, ready to go. This is just a composition book, and it's just to use when they're practicing writing whatever you want. In class, we might say, go get some pen and paper, and this would be perfect to go get. And they can write in here, doodle in here, practice their ABCs, practice their sight words, try to write letters, whatever you want them to do in there. It's just for them. For math, you're going to get some math flashcards. We've got some shapes right here that we'll be starting next week. But there's all kinds of 1 through 10 subitizing cards, like if I held up, there's hands with 1, there's dice, there's dominoes, there's a little bit of everything in there. You'll notice all the flashcards are white. If you want to let your child color with crayon, if that helps them engage with them a little bit, spend time with the flashcard, if it makes it a little more fun for them, you can let them do that. I wouldn't let them use like black and brown marker because it'll color over things and you can't see it. But it's up to you. They're for you. You're also going to get the math book. We've covered chapters 1 and 2, which is basically 1 through 10. But we're asking that you not let the children just take off and go ahead, because when we do come back to school, we're going to ask you to bring this back. And we will give you different assignments in Canvas to work on. So if you can just kind of set it aside unless we give you an assignment to do so that they just don't kind of go through it at their own whim. And we're going to give you the Carrot Seed. It's a book that I've read a couple times, and we're going to read together as a class. So whenever I say, go get your Carrot Seed, they can pull it out and we can read it together. And of course they can color in it and write their name. Again, I would try to keep them from just scribbling all in it or coloring with black and brown and dark purple, because then you can't see it or read it. We're going to give them this plastic sleeve. This is Olivia's again, and this is for her to practice her name. And this works with a dry erase marker, so she can practice it, erase it, practice it, erase it. She can also flip it over, and it's a whiteboard. So anything she writes on here, she can erase, as long as she's using a dry erase marker, and any kind of eraser will do. I am giving them a die, so that I could say, get your dice and roll it and see what number you get. What number is that? And this is something you can practice subitizing with them also. I'm giving them, as promised, the little reader finger, so that when we're trying to read things in class, I think it will make it a little bit more fun for them if they're pointing at things and they can use their little fingers. Sometimes I say, point at the screen, and they would have their little finger to point with. Whatever it takes to make reading a little bit more fun. Everything's going to come in a bag. You can do with it as you wish. It is yours. I suggest you try to keep everything with them in the morning so they have their supplies. This is all the kind of things that we would have in class in their seat sack or in their cubby. So the more things they can have, even in their backpack or a big tub right next to their wherever they do class, would be wonderful. It will make it maybe feel a little bit more like class. So again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out. Please do your best to try to take care of the supplies. We've got a lot of time and energy and some money into it, and so it's going to be hard to replace. I cannot replace the math book if something happens to that at all. So anyway, I hope this explains everything, and shoot me an email, give me a phone call if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye-bye.